Dear friends, I am going to explain the continue. This is the continuous video of the gear. As per gear, this one is the very important portions for the design of the gear, and you can solve the numerical from this uh, from this portions of the topic by using the formula of the stresses and other formulas. So first of all, I will discuss the face width. The face width already I have discussed what is the meaning of the face width, but what should be value of the face width for the during consideration of the design in the term of the module. So in the design of the gear, it is required to express the face width in the term of the module. In the Lewis equations, which I will derive later, it is assumed that the tangential force Ft is uniformly distributed over entire face width. If the face width is too large, there is possibility of concentration of load at the end of the gear tooth due to the number of factors like the misalignment, elastic elastic deformation of the shaft, and wrapping of the gear tooth. On the other hand, the gear with a small face width have a poor capacity to resist the shock and absorb the vibrations. They also wear at a faster rate. A narrow face width result in a coarse pitch. In practice, the optimum range of the face width is 8 multiplied by module to 12 multiplied by module. But in the design, the face width is assumed to 10 times of the module. If you have to consider the module, you will take the value b is equal to 10 into m. Generally, it lies between 8m to 12m. But in the questions, you will suppose it is the 10m. Next, Lewis equations, very important formula which will be used for the design of the gear is known as the beam strength of gear tooth. This one is the very important formula. So how can get the beam strength? It will be explained in this video. The analysis of the bending stress in the gear tooth done by the Wilford Lewis in this paper. The investigation of the strength of gear tooth submitted at Engineers Club of the Philadelphia in 1892. Even today, the Lewis equation is considered as the basic equation in the design of the gear. This is the basic equation for the design. In the Lewis analysis, the gear tooth is treated as the cantilever beam as shown in the figure. It is treated as the cantilever beam as shown in the figure. This one is the one tooth I have considered. It is the base. This is the width of the gear, and tangential force, tangential component PT is lie in this way. It will look like a cantilever beam. H is the height of the gear. So when the effect of the radial component PR, which include compressive stress, is neglected here. They assume that the tangential PT is uniformly distributed over the face width of the gear. This is possible when the gear is rigid and accurately machined. The effect of a stress concentration is also neglected. It is assumed that any time only one pair of teeth is contact and take the total load. Now from this another diagram, this one is the PT, this one is the one tooth of the gear. PT is the force in tangential directions, H is the height, PR is the radial So PT produce the torsional moment. What is the torsional moment? PT multiplied by H, and it behaves like a beam, cantilever beam. So this this thickness is the T. This is the cross sectional. This one is the B along the face width. This one is the neutral axis. Na so the neutral axis. So at the section x, what is the bending moment is the pt multiplied by h, and I is equal to, we know the moment of inertia 1 by 12 b tq. Here y is equal to t by 2. So apply the bending stress. You will find the bending stress sigma b by using the bending formula. This one is the mb mby divided by I. So a value of mb pt into h into y is equal to t by 2, 1 by 12 bt cube. So pt tangential force is equal to, when simplify this equation, you will get b sigma b t square by 6h. Sigma b is the bending stress. So when multiply m in numerator and denominator, you will get pt is equal to pt is equal to mb sigma b. M is module, b is the face width, and sigma b is the bending stress, and this one is the t square divided by 6hm. This term is known as the y is known as the form factor. So form factor is denoted by is denoted by capital Y, and it is the t square divided by 6hm. So now pt is equal to mb sigma b into y. This is very important equation, and this is known as the Lewis equations. The above equations, this y is known as the Lewis form factor, and equation 1 gives the relationship between the tangential force pt and corresponding stresses sigma b. When tangential force is increased, the stress also increases. When the stress reaches the permissible magnitude of the bending stresses, the corresponding force pt is called as the beam strength. Beam strength is the force which is the maximum force transmitted by gear without failures. So we can define the beam strength, which is denoted by SB, is the maximum value of the tangential force that the tooth can transmit without bending failure, replacing PT by the SB. So equation A is the modified in the form of this way. SB is equal to MB sigma B into Y, where SB is the beam strength of the gear tooth and sigma B is the permissible bending stress. So this one is the very important equations. So you should this one is the beam strength. So for when during the design, this beam strength should be greater than the effective force, where effective force is discussed in the letters. Beam strength, that is the maximum force, maximum stress transmitted by the gear. This is known as the beam strength. This should be greater than P effective. And SB already, how can obtain the SB using the Lewis equations? This SB is equal to MB sigma B into Y. So when the design, that this one is the very important decision during design, where which from first design the gear or pinion, it depends upon the beam strength. The either design the gear or pinion, it depends upon the beam strength. which is weaker, either either gear is weaker or pinion is weaker is designed first. So weakening of the gear or pinion depends upon the m b sigma by. Generally m and b is constant same for the gear and tooth, so it depends upon sigma b into y. Generally gear pinion is the smaller than the gear, so for a smaller gear y is the less. So design if the material is same, then design first the pinion, first design the pinion. But if material is different, then you have to decide according to the sigma b multiplied by y, and see which is the lesser, which is the lesser for either pinion or gear. So you decide, you have to design first which value have lesser sigma b into y. And this is the form factor, according to the teeth form factor is given. Now a permissible value of the bending stress. How can find the permissible value of the bending stress? So sigma b is obtained by, suppose a driving gear, this one is the driving gear, and driving, this one is the driving gear, this one is the idler gear, and this one is the driven gear. So you know, already I discussed that the mean stress is equal to half into sigma max, and average stress is equal to half into sigma max. It for the repeated stress, I have discussed the repeated stresses in the class during the fluctuating loading. So for the repeated stresses, this one is the sigma m and sigma a. This, suppose this driving gear, and this one is the idler, this one is the driving gear, this one is the idler gear, this one is the driven gear. So driving and driven gears, when it rotates, then it experiences in one revolutions one maximum, and at after one revolution, this one is the maximum. That after this point is contact after one revolutions, so maximum stress here, maximum after one revolution, maximum stress. For the idle gear, maximum stress experience at this point. After one half revolutions, it experience a stress is negative directions. So similarly, again after one revolutions, it again same points is in contact. This one is the stress versus time diagram. So this is the completely reverse loading. For one revolutions, it experience the completely reverse loading, and in this case sigma a mean stress is equal to 0, and sigma stress is equal to sigma max. So if this type of situation for the idler gear, it subjected to the mean stress, and the amplitude of stress is the sigma max. So it sigma b is decided according to the endurance limit of the gears. Endurance limit depends upon already discussed surface physics of the gear, size of the gear, reliability used in the design, stress concentrations, gear rotating in one direction or both directions. So when you know this idler gear is subjected to the fluctuating loading, so you can find the endurance limit by the formula. It is 1/3 of the ultimate stress, and this one is the beam stress. So in the for the gear, you have to find the beam stress. You use this formula 1/3 sigma ut. For the bronze, it may be increased up to 40% of the ultimate stress. So up to this point, I have discussed the how can find the beam strength, formula for the beam strength, and how can find the bending stress and using this bending stress you can find the beam strength. Now second part of this, how can find the effective load on the gear tooth. So in the next video I will discuss the effective load on the gear tooth. So, and if, after that you can you can design the gear using this formula discussed above. Okay, thank you for your watching and for your patience.